Hello, this is the TradeSite U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Wednesday, the 30th of November, 2016. Last day of November means a couple things. Number one, we're entering December, the last month of the year. Just to look in advance here at the December calendar, Christmas and New Year's being on a Sunday, we have basically the rest of this week, and then we have three full weeks before we hit the Christmas holiday. So probably around the 21st or so, things are going to start to slow down as people focus on the holidays. That week between Christmas and New Year's is always a very dead, non-volume week. But we've got 3 weeks between here and there, so let's see what we can get done. Today was an improvement. We had 4 winners out of 4 triggers on the stock side, and the futures stuff, we had a futures call that worked. We had Forex also that worked. So it was a better day. The volume's coming back a little bit, although not substantially yet. Again, only 1.6 billion on the Nasdaq. Um, but it was a week early. But hopefully it will start to pick up. Again, the issue is that tomorrow being Wednesday, the last day of November, it's the statement printing day. So a lot of times you get the end of month statement results holding up the market, meaning they've already got the stocks pegged to where they want the statements to print, and not much happens on the last day of the month sometimes. So we shall see how that goes. Here's a look at the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the S&P in futures form, which is the proper technical way to look at the market. And again, just sitting where we've been for the last 5 days, basically. Didn't do much. Up 2 on the S&P today, as I'll show you in the cash indices. We don't look at the NASDAQ side from this perspective enough, but I did want to point out the 13 sell signal back late in September. We're still under the risk line of that. We never got the, we did get a move down to the red static trend line, but we never got a 9-bar startup phase. You don't have to get both, but we're still using the risk line very clearly as resistance. So that's why we have not made new highs yet on the NASDAQ. Crude oil down $1.80 to 45.27. Gold down $6.10. S&P cash index, like I said, gained 2. Index gained 16. I'll take a look at the Russell futures. Russell futures also rolling over after having a nice little run here. Not Russell futures, the Russell 2000 index. This is the small cap stocks. Watch this thing if it breaks the 10-day moving average. That'll be pretty interesting. We got the semiconductor index down 2. Biotech's up 4. That's a blip for biotechs. They usually swing 50 points in a day. The VIX down at 1290, down 25 cents. That is a bad sign for the VIX. Trend closing at 1.32. That brings the 10-day moving average there back up to 1.13. NASDAQ volume 1.6 billion. Like I said, a slight improvement over Monday, over obviously Friday's half day, and slightly over last Wednesday, but not even back to last Tuesday yet. So we're still waiting. Advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ almost dead flat at -53. On the New York, almost dead flat at -90. Google gains $3.65, still down a bit from the election. Apple loses 11 more cents as well. Amazon down 4.25, playing with that 10-day again. Netflix 58 cents gain. Tesla takes a hit, down 6.55 right on the 10-day. Bonds were up a little bit, 55 cents on the TLT. That 13 buy signal is starting to work out there. Dow's up a pathetic 23 points, which is nothing. So we've got not a lot going on overall to point to. And again, month-end window dressing coming up here for Wednesday. Let's look at the ES futures in 5-minute candles, just so you can see what we did. We opened dead flat, head faked up, pulled lower, then we came back up, entered lunch, went dead flat. We got a 13 sell signal. That's a seeker sell signal, but a 13 signal, and then rolled over and came back to almost even before getting a very late slight bounce that gives you the +2 for the day. NASDAQ side, kind of the same deal. All right, so what do we expect for Wednesday? Again, it's end of month, so that's got the window dressing effect. We do have quite a bit of data coming out on Wednesday. It's, I think, the biggest day of the week in terms of, well, Thursday has quite a bit too. Got the MBA mortgage index at 7 a.m. Eastern, ADP employment change at 8:15, personal income and spending at 8:30, along with core PCE price index. Chicago PMI, that can be an important one, 15 minutes into the market. Pending home sales at 10 a.m. Eastern time, and crude oil inventory is an hour in, plus the Fed beige book at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Tomorrow night we'll have the preview for the rest of the week. But here to start with, let's see if we can get something else going Wednesday again and add to today's gains. Thursday, I think, will be the better trading day of the week just because it's the first day of December. Get past those statements printing. Charts as usual. Brought to you by eSignal 12. If you've not yet taken the trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading Wednesday if we can.